Hello everyone, in this video we talk about beautiful plant wall ideas. Indoor living wall have always been a signature statement. In our first location, a more typical vertical garden was a main focal point sign moving location. 3 years ago, timing over wide with facing wall with fully pocket planters was always part of the plan. Here are some tips and tricks from the plantscaper herself. What plants did you use and why? I selected an area of sun-loving, fully acclimated succulents, sun bromelaids and other agapies. My first priority was headline plants that can hang, and finally year-round interest perennials that will do something interesting just about every season and as they mature. For example, the succulent and cacti throw out thrilling bloom spikes in alternating procession. Way up top, the dreadlock-like foxtail fern that is not actually a fern blooms with flowers with their red berries and bounce gracefully in the breeze, and the succulent spires lend an evolving casting effect that soften the boldness of their neighbors and mimics the movement of water. What environment climate did you have to take in account when selecting the plants and their placement? White hot heat, this particular wall gets blasted with very intense light looms years round, so not only did I want broad tolerant and otherwise low maintenance plants, I know they had to be ready to go straight to work as the sun worship specimen. They have proven themselves to be their force. I source plant from the hottest growing grounds in the region and personally acclimate others before installing. All plants with experience some level of transplant shock, but the more we can assist them in the transition, the quicker they can adjust and settle into their new digs. It was also important to focus on plants that do not require regularly pruning, as ladder yogurt high altitude is not ideal. The payment selection requires minimal maintenance, but it always a good idea inspect your plants up close at least once a season to make sure they are pest and disease free and absorbing water properly. Adding extra soil when it compact over time is also helpful. And when it comes to hydration, all living things need some level of it, and time irrigation is key for large scale plant success. That said, the California drought is real and I am committed this using water based plants, so even when direct access to does bring a lot of joy, I try to have a loose idea of what the end product will look like, but have learned to leave from for plenty of design. My process typically starts with the vision and evolve as come across market best specimen, and these I have not seen before, which is why I insist on everything I install myself. Nerd selection, the nick edges developed during my design on the fly installation are well worth it because a plan of paper never consider the unique attribute and they make each swim the heart special, and you just don't know until you get your hands on the material. But it's not all archery. I do honor a range of design principles such as line, color, movement, volume, proportion, repetition, grouping and texture, and once I